Whenever someone asks what phone I think they should get, I usually recommend a device based on their priorities and preference. I don't think I've told anyone outrightly not to buy a phone. But regarding the Galaxy Note 20, I'm just gonna say it. Don't buy the Galaxy Note 20. Now, I'm not talking about the Note 20 Ultra. That device is amazing and it's the Note you should get in 2020. I'm talking about the regular Galaxy Note 20. And you might think that's a bit extreme saying no one should buy this phone. But once you watch this video to the end, you're gonna agree with me on why no one should buy the Note 20. So, from its inception, the Galaxy Note has always been the biggest, most feature-packed, most functional smartphone every year. The Note has always been the device to beat, and it single-handedly set the trend for the big phone industry, combining the best hardware on the market with the best software Samsung has to offer to create a unique experience with the S Pen for the user. That changed a bit last year when Samsung launched two variants of the Galaxy Note, the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus. The Note 10 Plus maintained the high standard of the Note lineup, while the regular Note 10 was a watered-down version of the Note 10 Plus for those who needed the S Pen in a smaller body, while still being well-built and just as feature-rich as its bigger sibling, with the only major difference between the Note 10 and the Note 10 Plus, besides the obvious smaller screen size and battery, was the use of a 1080p panel, which wasn't that big of a deal, and with the price tag of $950, it met some criticisms, but by having most of the features of the Note 10 Plus, it was easy to overlook. Now, fast forward to 2020, and the same cannot be said for what is supposed to be its successor, the Galaxy Note 20. I don't know where to start. The entire existence of this device is just wrong. Going by last year's Note 10, this is supposed to bring the features of the S Pen to a smaller device for people who don't want a big phone. And with a 6.7-inch display, just 1 inch shy of the 6.8-inch on the bigger Note 10 Plus, that purpose is already out the window because it has the same footprint as the Note 10 Plus, which is already considered to be a pretty big phone. And that's just the start. The Note 20 Ultra uses a new 120Hz LTPO display, but on the Note 20, Samsung used a 60Hz panel. I mean, it's 2020 and this is supposed to be a flagship. Even a 90Hz panel would have made a more reasonable difference, just how OnePlus did with the 8 and 8 Pro. And to those of you thinking a higher refresh rate isn't that big of a deal, look at this. Even the OnePlus Nord at $400 has a 90Hz AMOLED panel. And guess what? That display was made by Samsung. There is absolutely no excuse whatsoever for this. And that's not all. The Note 20 Ultra comes with the new UWB technology that allows for instant sharing of files with other UWB-enabled devices. And that's not on the Note 20 either. The Note 20 Ultra has the new Gorilla Glass 7 on the front and rear. But on the Note 20, Samsung went ahead and used plastic on the back and gave it a fancy name, reinforced polycarbonate. And on the front, it uses the much older Gorilla Glass 5. For comparison, the Note 10 from last year used the same Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and back, just like its bigger sibling, the Note 10 Plus, while its supposed successor is using a much inferior, older, cheaper Gorilla Glass 5. And that's still not all. The Note 10 had 256GB internal storage with no SD card support, but its successor starts at half that with 128GB and still doesn't have support for expandable storage. That makes the only upgrade this has over last year's Galaxy Note 10 the Snapdragon 865 Plus. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if your options are these two, get the Note 10. And of course the elephant in the room, the price. Now, all of these wouldn't have been too much of an issue on their own, but put together with a price tag of $1,000, even Apple wouldn't do this. This is a ripoff. Don't buy the Galaxy Note 20.